Hello and welcome back to Spend Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and this is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Sorry I'm a little bit late this morning. I was going through all the different news articles, and then something hit me all of a sudden, and I had to shift gears on what I was reporting here, what I was going to tell you guys, and yeah. So initially, it was going to be a little more focused on Joker and the 11 Oscar nominations. And then I was thinking about the whole Seth MacFarlane thing. And I'm like, no, I've got to shift over to that because I got hit with a revelation, actually. So I'm going to wait till some more people trickle in a little bit and we'll get to some of the lesser news first. Hopefully, some people show up here. I know we've got a few here and there. So, for those of you who are Lucifer fans, it is the final season of Lucifer that's coming up on Netflix. And for their final season, they're going to do a musical number, a musical episode, of course, because that's what you do if you're doing a series. And Debbie Gibson is going to be featured prominently. As a matter of fact, she's going to be in it in that final episode of Lucifer. So for those of you who are big fans of her, there you go. Yes, a musical number, Viking bitch. Because ever since Buffy did it, everyone's got to have a fucking musical number in there. Granted, other series before Buffy had done musical numbers as well, Cop Rock and all that kind of stuff. But everyone, no, it's the final season. They already know that it's the final season. They're just doing it for fun. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Is it comes down to just some fun. Yeah. Thank you, Pen. I forgot. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below there. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. That's why you want to go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. It's also on my Facebook page as well. Speaking of Facebook, there is a group page where you guys can post stuff, talk amongst yourselves, all that kind of good stuff. And I have Twitter, I have Instagram, and I have a Patreon page. I don't have any tiers set up as of yet, but I will. I'm working on putting shit in there so you guys can have some stuff for giving me money. Hey, Philip Ademic, how's it going? So, what else is there? Oscar Isaac is producing now, I guess, and is going to have a role in the movie now based on the comic book Ex Machina, Brian K. Vaughan's Ex Machina. And he's going to play the mayor called 100, who is able to talk to machines. Good for him. I guess you got to do something post Star Wars, and yeah, I'm fairly sure it's not going to really hurt him all that bad. Monkey Puss. That's where we go. There we go, Pen. Monkey Puss. Yeah. For those of you who don't know what the hell Monkey Puss is, go and take a look at Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn on DC Universe. You won't be disappointed. Man. Philip A. Demick says, I've been watching anime all morning. One of the best My Hero Academia episodes. Okay, nice. Hey, Stanley Tweedle. No problem, man. People have lives. I don't expect you guys to hop in here and just stay here because I'm on. I'm on because it's good to have a schedule and being, sticking to that schedule. Even if I'm coughing my guts out. No, I'm not coughing that bad. It's just morning, whatchamacallits. So let's get to some of the big news here. Why not? Taika Waititi, of course, is being courted for a Star Wars movie. No clue as to what kind of Star Wars movie he's going to be doing. It's just that he's being courted for it right now. Of course, he was working on The Mandalorian. He did some voice work, and he also directed an episode or two. I think it was two. Yeah. So yes, he's being looked at for a Star Wars movie. So what does this mean if he gets a Star Wars movie? directing job as a Star Wars movie. Because remember, right now he's got a movie that is up for Best Picture of the Year, Jojo Rabbit, which I still need to go and see. I've been wanting to see that, and really, really wanted to see that, but I haven't yet. He was also attached to work on the much in development hell Akira live action movie. So what does that mean for the Akira live action movie? Well, I don't think we're going to see that Akira live action movie if he goes over and does Star Wars. Quite honestly, it's going to pass hands yet again, and it's going to go to somebody who knows. I'm fairly sure that Akira, if it ever gets made, is going to be done by a lesser studio and a lesser director. Unfortunately, which it shouldn't. No problem, Viking bitch. If you need to take, like I said, if you need to dip out, dip out. So that's why I live in a place that doesn't have any snow. Yeah. That just sounds horrible, quite honestly. I yeah, I've dug okay, so I've been up in the snow where I've had to dig myself out and all that kind of stuff up in Tahoe a long time ago. And no. I'm talking about the worst time was I actually had to dip underneath power lines. That's how far up we had snow piled on either side of the driveway. Is that we were in snowshoes, packing it down up on top, and ducking underneath power lines in order because it was just that bad. And I'm pretty sure that's what you're getting right now. I've seen pictures out there, Viking bitch, and I've seen it was dumping like literally feet within feet of snow within an hour, and that's just ridiculous. A foot of snow, I should say, a feet of snow. Good God. Me speak English one day really well, good and better. I don't know. You blame climate change, yeah. I know you also got a crap for the comment he made about Thor, but I'm not holding it against him. I'm okay with him working on Thor: Love and Thunder, and he likes to push buttons, Pen, a lot. And yeah, he is going to verbally ignite some fires and stuff like that. And people just need to fucking pack off. And I swear, I mean, there's still some channels out there that are, a year later that are bitching on the same goddamn things over and over again. And quite honestly, I don't know how people can stand it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I like to move on from things and actually look at something new and not just fucking dig my claws into something and hold on for life to some kind of perceived slight. I don't know. Yeah. Other people who push buttons and you haven't written them off. Yeah. Yeah. Philip A. Demick says, I like to pour coffee and instant cocoa and put marshmallow. Oh, nice. After shoveling snow. Yeah. No one here. Definitely not, Pen. So what else I got going on here? So let me get to the big thing that kind of hit me in the revelation that I had. So I wasn't thinking too much of this until I started thinking too much of it. Kind of like shark genitalia. You don't see it until you see it. Seth MacFarlane has inked a 5-year deal with NBC and Peacock to develop new shows for their new streaming service, Peacock, of course. So what does this mean? Well, he's out at Fox, obviously, or whatever they're called now. And we knew this to begin with, that he was going to be out anyway. But what does this mean for his show that he's got at 20th Century or God, what is it called? Hulu. He's got it at Hulu now. So the Orville season 3 has been moved over to Hulu. I'm going to predict right now, this is the last season of the Orville you will ever see, is season 3. He is moving over to NBC, Peacock, which of course doesn't play well with sci-fi. even though they have a whole network called not a sci-fi channel, a whole channel called the Sci-Fi Channel. So all they want him for is comedy. That's it. They don't want him to do anything else other than comedy, and I don't think he realizes that as of yet. Until he gets a first couple of cancellations of his shows. Siffy, yes, Siffy. That is the one. And I'm kind of thinking he's going to try and bring the Orville over there with him, but I'm fairly sure Disney is not going to play ball with that, and they're going to go, "Nope, fuck you. We own that shit. You cannot bring it. You cannot, copy it. You cannot do anything with it in any other way in any other form." And yeah, it's pretty much done where it's at after this deal. So that is the big revelation that I had, is that Seth MacFarlane, yes, he's moving over to NBC, but that's pretty much it. You're not going to see a lot of good things coming from him, unfortunately. Uh, he already hit his peak on some stuff, and it's going down. Yeah, I know, Penn, that a lot of people like the Orville. I was not one of them, but it's done. Yeah, you can see the writing on the wall. I've been doing this long enough where I've been, looking through entertainment news and things like that, where you start seeing trends and it doesn't hit me until, you know, a little while later as to what's actually happening, what they're actually reporting in the news. Can we agree it's better than Discovery? I've only seen the one episode of Discovery, to tell you the truth, Penn. So sure. At least it didn't have one gigantic long episode on nothing but piss jokes. So Discovery's got that up on the Orville. So there you go. So yeah, there you go. Seth MacFarlane over to NBC. Orville's pretty much done. Enjoy your final season of the Orville on Hulu behind a paywall. So, yep. And so speaking of Fox, Disney decided that they are removing the word Fox from all of their Fox acquisitions. So 20th Century Fox is now 20th Century. Fox Searchlight Pictures is now Searchlight Pictures. I don't know why they didn't do this sooner, but I'm actually okay with this. Hey, Andrej Merrick. It's a good move on their part. They're removing that Fox name and just leaving it. It's still the same stuff. People are still going to see it. I know. What the Fox? Exactly. That's a good one, Philip A. Demick. Where were you when I was writing the title? That would have been really good. What the Fox? But yeah. Is Mulder still Fox Mulder? I don't know. I think he is now the agent formerly known as Fox Mulder. Actually, he's changed his name now to a symbol. Is what it is. It's an unpronounceable symbol, but it's still a symbol. And besides that, it's Chris Carter anyway, so it's all fucked up anyway. Mouse Mulder? Possibly. Mickey Mulder is what his name is now. It's Mickey Mulder. MIC. Agent Future. It felt like Fox was pushing Seth out the door with Cosmos. I was hoping they were doing that. Fox knew that this deal was in the works for a while there. Seth had no friends over at Disney. He kind of, being an animator that he is not very Disney friendly, which granted, a lot of animators are not Disney friendly because it's Disney. And there you go. So he is being he basically didn't have any more friends left when Disney took over. That's why they moved the Orville to Hulu, as pushing him out even further. And he was like, fuck this, I'm done. And took the NBC deal. It's a 5-year deal. And I think from what I heard, it's like 9 figures, which is something ridiculous. So he's going to make a lot of money off of it, but don't see any quality coming out of it at all. And he's not going to be bringing any of his animated stuff with him. So Family Guy, all that stuff is staying where it's at over at 20th Century. And not to mention, so this whole thing, why it hit me is I started remembering Seth Rogen and his writing partner, Adam Goldberg, uh, when they switched over their representation and also they signed a new deal with a different company altogether, and they shut every single thing down that they were doing in production. So that's Future Man, Preacher, Happy, and all that stuff. What happened to all that stuff? Ended. And that's because they were leaving and going over to Amazon. Yeah. Honestly, I'm okay with him being over at NBC, to tell you the truth, Agent Future. He's at the tail end of productivity, shall we say, or I should say he's on the waning end of productivity of what he was doing. You could tell that with some of the movies that he was doing. Yeah, it's not, he's not coming up with any new ideas, unfortunately. It's still the same old ideas. So I'm okay with him being over at NBC. So NBC is basically the comedy network. CBS is the old fart mystery murder network. ABC is usually the light action adventure network. And some Disney stuff, but not a lot. So of course he wasn't going over to ABC. CBS has CBS All Access, which is now just Star Trek, different versions of Star Trek. And NBC, of course, doesn't know what they want because they came in late to the game and said, "Oh, we need to do a streaming service." All right. Yeah, exactly. Viking bitch, money does not make you more creative at all. Oh, excuse me. So, what else is there? So speaking of CBS All Access, see how I segued into that one? Picard has been renewed for a second season at CBS All Access without the first season even airing because what else do they have? I mean, they have Discovery, sure. But yeah, they have Picard. They have another what is it, 2 animated series in the works. And now also Kurtzman has threatened us with 2 more live action Star Trek shows at CBS All Access. So what is that? That would be 4 live action shows. Oh, excuse me, 5, because I forgot about the Section 31 show that is in the works as well. Has been for a while, the one with Michelle Yeoh, and then 2 animated series as well. So that is 7 Star Trek series over at CBS All Access. That's pretty much all they've got going live action wise. Um, well, not live action, I should say show wise at CBS. Yeah, exactly, Philip A. Demick. Star Trek Special Victims Unit is what it should be. Fuck. I mean, it's well, they just announced those 2 new live action ones. I'm pretty sure, Philip, you can, if you really wanted to pitch it to Kurtzman, you could probably get a job over at CBS All Access. Everyone else is, supposedly. I just saw a tweet from somebody who was a fan like 2 years ago who went and saw Discovery as a fan. He got an access pass to go and watch the first episode, as a premiere. And now he's a writer for one of the Star Trek series. I don't know which one it is. And I was laughing, going, yeah, so that just proves you can pretty much just go roll in there if you have a good idea or what they think is a good idea. And yeah, there you go. The fuck that came from the heart? Fuck. Did that just give you the notification now, Morks? Is that what happened? Is that why you're dude, you gotta keep looking at the schedule. The schedule doesn't really change all that much. It's either 6 o'clock in the evening or 6 o'clock my time or 10:30 a.m. And of course, with Saturday, it's either gonna be 10:30, 10:45, somewhere around there. 10:30, 10:45, or 11. Because sometimes I'm late on Saturdays because shit happens. I'm fairly predictable on time-wise on this show. Exactly, it's 8 p.m. there for Andres, see? See, I didn't have to plug the website this time, Mark's Pen did it for me. Uh, well, hopefully you're wearing your mask, and maybe if it's cold, well, no, if it's cold where you are, maybe you've got it, some warmth in there or something like that. So you're wearing your mask, and yeah, I know Viking bitch is gonna need that when she's out there shoveling her snow. She's gonna need some kind of facial protection there because of how freaking cold it's gonna be out there. Sorry, Viking bitch, I didn't mean to rub it in, but I say that as I'm sitting here in shorts and a t-shirt. Well, shorts as far as you know. Uh, yeah. So what else is there? So yeah, let's talk about the other elephant in the room. Joker got 11 Oscar nominations. Yeah, that really doesn't mean anything anymore because let's face it, the Oscars are a joke now. They really are. They have been for a while. Uh they really don't recognize talent. It's more of a popularity contest than anything else. But what I want to get at is the Joker really a comic book movie? Sure, it has characters that are from the comics, supposedly, but it's essentially Taxi Driver meets King of Comedy, or King of Comedy meets Taxi Driver, one of the two. It takes old Martin Scorsese movies, which is the producer of that movie, and remakes them into a comic book, and I use that in quotation marks, movie. So is this going to make any difference? No, it's not going to make any difference that a comic book movie has been nominated for an Oscar. Well, one, I don't think it's going to. Well, is it going to win? It probably will win because it's Martin Scorsese, one, and two, it's Joaquin Phoenix. So yeah. Although I heard that Jojo Rabbit is really fucking good. That's why I want to see it. I still have to go and see that. I just haven't gotten around to it. Mork says, "Yeah, I wasn't impressed by Joker getting those nominations. It's not a comic book movie. That's why it's nominated." Yeah, exactly. Hey, Mr. Roboto. Yeah. Philip Demick says, "I honestly feel that Please Stand By is the best Star Trek movie this century. I miss the days of fan submitted scripts." Huh. Yeah. Morks, had it been a comic book movie, maybe a nomination to best makeup, exactly, or best special effects. I have not seen 1917. I'm kind of over war movies too, Andrzej Merrick. I really am. I think the last thing I saw was God, what was it? The Christopher Nolan one where they're trapped on the beach. I can't remember which one it is now, where they're sending in civilian boats in order to pick up people and all that stuff. Dunkirk, thank you. Yeah, that was the last one I saw. And while it was good and everything, I watched it on cable because quite honestly, it was too fucking long. And yeah, I've gotten to the point now. I know I'm part of the problem now at this point. Is I'm not enjoying stuff in the theaters as much anymore. One, the theater nearby me is a freaking horrible theater. I've told you about this before, where people taking pictures of the fucking screen with their phones with a flash on and all that kind of stuff. But and then other theaters I have to travel to in order to get to them, and it's honestly not worth it. When especially when the movie's going to come out in 3 months anyway, on DVD or video on demand or something like that, and then another 3 months after that, it's going to come out on cable. So there you go. Yeah. Eater says, "I haven't trusted the Oscars since Mystery Men didn't garner a nomination for." Come on, Mystery Men was not that good. I have it on DVD, by the way, and it's just not that good. And yeah, that's the other thing. Mark's theaters are way too fucking expensive. Yeah, you get hit with ads in the first like hour of the movie before it even starts, and it's just like, God, yeah. Yep. You just built your home theater, Apple Crow? Nice. Yes, I've got my 7.2 surround sound system with my 65-inch big screen TV. QLED, by the way. And if I want to, I can sit around in my underwear or less and watch these movies. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, I'm actually I just increased my I canceled cable yet again. And I moved up my internet service a bit more. I just bumped it up to the gigabit thing. So we'll see how that works out. Oh, you cheaped out on the sound? Really, Apple Crow? Sound's the best thing. I mean, well, I've been building my audio system for years. And usually I'll switch out one system and then bring in something else. My speakers now are pretty much set. I know what my speakers are. So now it's usually just the receiver. The receiver is what gets changed out. I got a 7.2 surround sound system tuner that's for sale. It's not a 4K pass through, but it is a 1080p pass through. If you're interested, let me know, Apple Crow. I can give it to you for cheap. Yeah. Uh yeah. I mean, yeah, I got the 4K pass through is what I got for mine. See, I talk about everything on this here on this channel. And it works great for, by the way, for video games too, especially for the creepy video games. The creepy video games are the best because they do a lot of detail to sound. A lot of detail to sound. Yeah. Uh Never get a soundbar, by the way, Apple Crow. Never ever get a soundbar. Example of creepy video games, Resident Evil was actually a good one. Any of the Resident Evil games, they actually did some good stuff with their sound, especially when they started knowing that surround sound was a big thing, and they started putting shit behind you, and you turn and look around because you're like, "What the fuck?" And you turn and there's nothing there. Silent Hill, yes, is the other one that really does a number on people. And there was another one that was a while back. I can't remember what it was that actually gave people nightmares, from what I heard. I did tell you guys what kind of produce bags to buy a few weeks ago. The mesh bags instead of the plastic bags. And not only that, I'll even show you this little guy here too. So this guy here, let me actually get on a camera so I can see. I've got my list up there. So this guy here, what is that? Well, it slides open, as you can see here, and that is a straw. That is two parts of a straw, actually, and a little cleaner too. And that is a metal straw that you can actually. It extends out to like 9 inches or something like that. And uh, instead of using plastic straws. And the plastic straws, of course, get stuck in turtles' noses and things like that. And yes, I have gone off topic. I have gone way off topic at this point, Marks, haven't I? Uh, yeah. I have not dabbled in VR as of yet, Andrej Marek. I'm not really a big VR fan. I dabbled in early VR, I guess you could say, and didn't really like it. Apple Crow says, yeah, but Joker is very well made, but it was stretched too long and then kind of fails at making its own point. Yeah, I've heard that there is no point to it. Uh, it meanders at points, and then there's shit that just doesn't make sense. So, yeah. Yeah. That probably could hold a cigarette, but yeah, I have another one that is silicone as well. The silicone that just folds up and goes into like a little capsule. And I didn't like that one as much. I like the metal one better. Hey, I work down at the beach, okay? So yes, I'm very conscious of that kind of stuff. Oh, what else do I got here? So HBO is not going to be doing a second season of Watchmen because Lindelof says he's not going to be doing the second season of Watchmen. Huzzah! That means my multiple offerings to Cthulhu have actually worked. And yes, we're not getting a second season of Watchmen. I know a lot of people, again, some people liked Watchmen. It's still a 50-50 on that one, quite honestly. And I am not happy with that version. It just, yeah. Lindelof just didn't understand Watchmen. Yeah, I agree with you. Either that or Moore's, curses finally hit him at some point in time. And he realized that he just needed to step back away from it. So, Dennis, you can cancel shows. We knew you had that. I sometimes can. It depends on how many offerings I make to Cthulhu, and he was happy this time around. He was. As a matter of fact, kill streak untouched. Thanks, Marks. Yeah, I was kind of working on that one. That's why I did the entire season of Watchmen, just on the off chance that maybe wouldn't get a second season. That's the reason why I stuck with it. Yeah. Applecrow says, if you've read Dark Knight Returns, you know exactly where it's going, but then it kind of fails at doing the Joker style. It's just a crazy guy who's got it. Okay. Yeah. So the other thing that happened was that Amazon is not moving forward with the Dark Tower series that they were working on. So that was just a little side branch of Cthulhu, just give me a bonus on that on those offerings that I gave him. He canceled that one as well, and I'm like, fuck yes, we don't need any more Stephen King. We've got enough of it as it is. I mean, fuck, HBO's got a series going on. What is it? Hulu's got a series going on. There's movies that are coming out, remakes of his stuff that's coming out. I'm tired of it. Quite honestly. It's like we're going back to the 90s again, and we had a whole bunch of no, it wasn't the Dark Tower movie that actually killed this Agent Future. It was even after the Dark Tower movie. So what they were going to reboot it altogether and just basically start all over again, but as a series. And they were going to do it according to the books. But I think what happened is that they dumped a lot of money into the Lord of the Rings series. And they were like, this Dark Tower series is a little bit more problematic than it's worth. Do we want to do two like really long running book series, for this, channel? And they're like, no, we're not going to dump the money into that. And so they left it. Viking Mitch says, I'm not shocked at that one either. The Dark Tower is very tough to do well. It could be done well, but people are just terrible at adapting it. Yeah. I heard the second one was not very good, Penn. Yeah. I know, EJR. I have expanded my powers now to canceling shows I don't even like. I've been trying. I've been working on that one. That's ultimately my entire goal here is to get that power working that I can cancel shows I don't like for the greater good. Yeah. Applecrow says, I couldn't get through the first Dark Tower book. I hope a good adaptation will change that. The first book I read a long time ago, back when I was in high school. And it was okay. I think I tried reading the second book, and that's what I couldn't get through. Yeah. Well, that Lord of the Rings series is they're spending $1 billion on it. That was with a B, $1 billion on that series. And speaking of which, they've already announced the cast. Yeah, they finally released the cast list on that. And let me see what they have here, because I don't know any of these people for the most part. You guys might. Who knows? Here we go. Actually, I do know some people in here. I take that back. So As I clear my throat and get that out of the way, the cast officially includes Robert Aramayo, who is from Game of Thrones. He played the young Ned Stark. Owain Arthur, Nazanin Bonaniti from Counterpart. That's the only thing that would draw me into this. Tom Budge, Morfydd Clark, Ismail Cruz Cordova, Emma Horvath, Markella Kavanaugh, Joseph Mowell, Tyro Modafidan, excuse me. I'm going to murder names here. I'm sorry. Sophia Nomvet, Megan Richards, Dylan Smith, Charlie Vickers, and Daniel Wayman. There you go. Cameras are supposed to roll next month, and it starts in New Zealand. That's where they're filming all of this. So yeah, they've got the cast together. They're starting to film next month. It's a good to go at this point. Are you just making these names up? Yes, I am, Ejar. Nah, you got me on that one. Yeah, I miss Counterpart too, but I'm glad that Nazanin's moving on to doing some other work. I liked her a lot. She's the one to play Claire, and she was just so good in that. Quite honestly, she really was. I have not watched the spaghetti western version of the Mandalorian trailer, Ejar. I heard about it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. Yes, Titans has a season 3 that's coming out this fall, Mr. Roboto. Applecrow says, I hear Counterpart Prime season 3 focused on how badly execs in our world greenlight things. Nice. Nice, Applecrow. Penn Farm Girl says, to be fair, I remember when DS9 launched and I thought those actors' names were made up too. Oh no, I'm not dropping Titans, Marks. Remember, it's part of my plan. As long as I can cover every single episode. And I'm hoping they have more dick jokes this time than they had last time. Because season 2 was kind of light on the dick jokes. It really was. Is Titan season 2 worth it? Lukewarm on season. So season 1 really sucked, Andrzej Marek. The first episode of season 2 is actually the final episode of season 1. And then it starts off well, and then it goes into what the fuck is this? And then it ends on a really? That's what you're going to end it with? So it's up to you on that, Andrzej Marek. It looks like they ran out of money. Ran out of money about halfway through the season. Yeah. But there are some fine dick jokes in that series. A Viking bitch says sometimes Dennis's powers take more time than one season to kick in. If he keeps watching Titans, they'll eventually cancel it. I'm hoping. Yeah. Yeah. It's an acquired. No, I don't even think it's an acquired taste. It really is just horrible. It's like Vegemite. I mean, who the fuck can eat Vegemite? That shit's earwax. That's what it is. It's just earwax. It tastes like earwax smells. Let's just say that. That's what Vegemite is. Sorry for you Australians out there who love Vegemite. That's some nasty shit. Yeah. Superboy and Crypto are really good. Yeah, Superboy and Crypto are awesome. They need their own series. Yeah. I know I lost all my Aussie subs. All 3 of them, damn it. I needed them. Yes, it's a lot better than Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger is horrible. Cloak and Dagger is unwatchable. At least Titans, especially if you're watching on Netflix, you can fast forward through some shit. And it's much more watchable than Runaways too. Runaways is again, that's unwatchable. There's reasons why both of those got canceled, and they have to do with Disney. Yeah, what about the future of DC Universe streaming service with HBO Max coming age and future? I'm glad you segued me into that one. So, HBO Max is going to be doing an Aquaman animated series that takes place where the movie left off. Now you're going to say, why is that over at HBO Max instead of the service that they have called DC Universe? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with it. We know that Titan season 3 is coming out this fall. We know that Doom Patrol season 2 is coming out this summer, I want to say, is when that's supposed to be coming out. And hopefully this doesn't mean that DC Universe is going to end. DC Universe is actually kind of fun, but at the same time, I was looking at it last night and I was kind of trying to dig into it a little bit, and I'm noticing they're not putting anything new on there. They're not putting any new movies on there, like the animated movies or anything like that. They've kind of stalled all of a sudden, which leads me to believe that DC Universe is going to go bye-bye after this year. I said that last year, of course, too, and it stuck around for another year. But I think this might be the last year for DC Universe. And no, they are not going to be using Jason Momoa for the voice Apple Crow. None of the regulars are supposed to be, or none of the cast members are going to be voicing any of the characters. Yeah. So, Penn Farm Girl says, unfortunately, there are more of those than there should be, Viking bitch. Yeah, yeah. The only people who watch Cloak and Dagger were 12-year-old girls with no taste. You mean the Riverdale fans? Oh, come on. More than 12-year-old girls watched Riverdale. I don't know who, but yeah. Jason Momoa is not a voice actor yet. Yeah. Works. There is no official date yet for Doom Patrol season 2, only sometime in 2020. Yeah, I've heard that it's summertime. That's what I heard, Morks. Something popped out, squeaked out, and then disappeared, and I heard something like June or July, something like that. It's supposed to be coming out right before Titans, from what I understand. And I think it comes out during Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah. We did get a little view of the Doom Patrol in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they end up on a different Earth than Titans. And someone asked me about that during the Crisis on Infinite Earths Is It Worth My Time episode that I did. And the reason for that, I believe, is that the Doom Patrol that we saw on Titans was a different version because they had a different leader, who Niles Calder. They had a different Niles Calder than they did in the Doom Patrol series that we know, of course. And then also Beast Boy was in the Titans, of course, Doom Patrol, whereas there is no mention of Beast Boy in the Doom Patrol that we see on DC Universe, the Doom Patrol series. Does that make sense? So that's why they're two separate worlds. That's how I suss that out. And I'm kind of liking that. Agent Future says the Verge website noticed that DC Universe content was disappearing. No, I think they were talking about Disney Plus content, Agent Future, or were they also talking about DC Universe? Because I know both have been losing content. Disney Plus only because they jumped the gun on some of their the contracts that they had for some of their movies and things like that were not done at other places, so they jumped the gun and put it on their network, and they're like, oops, we need to take it off because we're not supposed to be doing this. We're in violation of our terms. But I hadn't heard anything about DC Universe losing content. I just know no new content has come on DC Universe. Yeah. I thought Hemlock Grove was one of the first shows that Netflix ever put out. Was it? I don't know. Yeah. Well, you mentioned Riverdale. Wasn't Hemlock Grove a spinoff? No, Hemlock Grove was not a spinoff of Riverdale. What is it? Katie Keene is a spinoff of Riverdale. Also, supposedly, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina was supposed to be a spinoff of Riverdale or Riverdale adjacent. They mention it a couple times in Sabrina, but yeah, that's it. Yeah. Could Titans now be connected to Doom Patrol loosely? Not really. They're gonna have to. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah. Season 3 does not come out yet, Pen of Sabrina, until the 24th. So there's two things that come out next week. One is October Faction, which is by Steve Niles, one of my favorite comic book and just writers in general. He's a really nice guy, by the way, too. And he's just got a great mind of stuff. So October Faction comes out January 24th, and then Sabrina drops on January 20. Excuse me. October Faction comes out January 23rd, and Sabrina comes out on January 24th. There we go. Verge noticed that DC animated films are being taken off. They've been doing that since the beginning. Agent Future, they've been rotating animated films out, but I noticed that they were putting in new movies, new the animated movies, and now they aren't putting those in, and they're not taking anything off recently either. So they've stopped the rotation, is what I've noticed. I'm in there enough where I've noticed that kind of stuff. And it could just be, I mean, their parent company now is AT&T, and AT&T are just dickheads. So it could be that they're going to be scrapping DC Universe altogether, which I wouldn't be surprised. Costing them extra money so that their CEO can't buy that alpaca Gucci lined, I don't know, toilet paper. So what else I got going on here? Oh yeah, March 15th is the season 3 premiere of Westworld. We just got the trailer that came up, the new trailer that came out this week, and March 15th is the new date that we've just got. And yes, I will be covering it because I like season 2 and I want to see what season 3's got going on. Yeah. So, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good. Yes, we're still going to have timeline fuckery going on. Because the Man in Black, William, we've got the far future where it looks like an apocalypse has happened, and then we have with what's his name from Breaking Bad is going to be in the present, if you will. So, yeah. Pen Crumb Girl says I'm in for Westworld, like season 1 and 2 until the finale. I like the finale. I was okay with the finale. I liked that. You know, it it left a lot of ambiguity, but I was all right with that. You mentioned X-Files earlier. Sex Ed season 2 came out today. Binging it tonight. Oh, nice. Yeah, I heard that Gillian Anderson was doing that. Yeah. Do you think we will see the Man in Black in season? Yeah, Agent Future, because we saw him at the end of season 2. Season 2, he woke up in the far future where there were no more humans, and basically it looked like an apocalypse. Everything had cobwebs on it and stuff like that, and I'm sure that's what we're getting more of. We're getting more, like I said, we're getting timeline fuckery again, which I'm okay with. After watching Witcher, if you can make sense of that timeline that The Witcher had, then you can definitely deal with what was going on in season 2 of seasons 1 and seasons 2 of Westworld. Yeah, nice. What else I got here? Oh yeah, so the Hawkeye series over at Disney Plus has been delayed. Surprise, surprise. Why is this? So many speculations abound. People are saying, well, maybe Disney is trying to wait until Jeremy Renner's domestic problems kind of die down a bit. So, news of his domestic problems die down a bit. But quite honestly, they haven't hit the news as much as I thought they would. So it's not that bad. But what I think is happening is they're waiting for Haley Stansfield to become available so that she can play Kate Bishop. That's what I'm thinking is what they're waiting for, because she was, of course, in that Apple Plus series, the Emily Dickinson one. And from what I understand, that's the best series they had going on. So who knows if she's going to stay with it. I don't know anybody who watches Apple Plus, quite honestly. I know no one who has watched Apple Plus. So is anyone here watching that at all? Because quite honestly, why? Might be another Tuesday in Westworld, Mr. Roboto, and there was the robot's day off or something. Who knows? Philip A. Demick, I'm hoping that the Westworld Battlestar Galactica crossover they hinted at. Oh no, I don't think it's going to happen. What's an apple? An apple is something that you eat, Jar. Yeah. Supposedly an apple a day is supposed to keep something. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. I wouldn't even know how to obtain Apple Plus. It's an app, supposedly. Viking bitch. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously nobody's watching Apple Plus. So I can go with Dave Bautista is supposed to be in the second season of Apple Plus's series C, the Jason Momoa one, the one that's supposed to be really, really bad to the point where people have been watching it just for comedy value. Yeah. So he's supposed to be in the second season of it, which means that what does that mean anyway? Yeah. I guess he's gonna be the bad guy is what it's gonna mean. Dave Bautista. Because usually if you put Dave Bautista in it, he's either the hired gun, excuse me, the hired bodyguard, or he's the bad guy. One of the two. Or he could be like Blade Runner 2049 and just waste him in the first 5 minutes of the movie as a cameo. Yeah. I got some really good cosmic crisp apples this morning. Usually I have Macintosh. I go with opal apples myself, Penn Farm Girl. They're sweeter. Yeah, that's what I like. But there you go. I've never heard of cosmic crisp. Yeah. What else I got going on here? Oh yeah, we also had the trailer for Morbius that hit. Man, Jared Leto could just not catch a fucking break. Um, wow. This thing looked like a movie that came out in the 90s. I'm sitting there looking at it going, was this a movie I missed seeing in the theaters in the 90s? What happened? Did it go direct to video? Was it on VHS at some point in time? Because that's what it feels like. And yes, it has some Spider-Man references, but the poster that's on the wall of Spider-Man that has murderer spray painted across it is actually a picture of Spider-Man from Spider-Man PS4, the game, wearing a suit, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit. And I thought that was kind of funny. The only thing that was interesting in it was, and plug your ears if you don't want to know, Michael Keaton having that little cameo, but we don't know if he's actually Adrian Toomes or not from Spider-Man Homecoming. So, yeah. Pen Farm Girl says, well, we'll disagree on this one, Dennis. I thought the trailer looked okay, but I'll wait for it to hit Netflix. Yeah, see? You're not going to go out and see it. And that's what they're waiting for, is they're waiting for people to go out and see this. This is Sony. This is Amy Pascal trying to basically do the shocker on Marvel, and they're not taking it. Yeah. I liked how it said in association with Marvel. It didn't say a Marvel Studios production anymore. It says in association with. Oh, yes, he has. He has aged since the 90s, Penn. Go back and watch, Fight Club, which has been on rotation on the cable channels, and, he has aged quite he's aged well, I'll say that much, but, I was talking Morbius, Apple Crow. I was, and now I'm done with it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it just looks really stupid, quite honestly. It's got a 90s plot line. Supposedly the bad guy, of course, is going to be similar power set, who's of course using it for evil. So basically, if you saw Venom, the Tom Hardy Venom movie, it's the same plot line. That's really what it is right there. It's following the same beat for beat thing. There you go. Congratulations on Sony remaking one of their movies and just cookie cuttering it. I'm sure it's Avi Arad's storyline because yeah, he does not. He doesn't have quite the imagination, even when he was working at Marvel. So, with that said, what else I got going on? I talked about that. I talked about that. I talked about all of that. Oh yeah. So Gail Garcia Bernal is going to have a recurring role in the HBO Max series called Station 11, which is supposed to be a post-apocalyptic drama, basically about a flu that has decimated the world. And there is this research outpost called Station 11, where there are some survivors, of course, and a lot of people have gone to this station in order to. It's the last remaining people of humanity, I guess it is, and they're trying to rebuild society, but take all the good parts of society and get rid of all the bad parts, kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with that one or not. So, yeah, it's another one, HR. It is another one. Yeah. Yes, you did miss the Watiti Star Wars talk. You did, Apple Crow. That was at the beginning. Yeah. Because I also talked about Akira as well in that. So, would Leto be a better for Morbius if he played the villain or the? No. It's it's Leto. Leto's really good in small roles unless he plays the Joker. Um, and then he's not, I'm sorry to say, he is not leading man material. He's not what draws me into the movie theater to go and see the movie, quite honestly. Yeah. Oh, you read the book Viking Bitch? You read Station 11 and it wasn't good? I'm not surprised. It's on HBO Max after all. So, yeah. He might sparkle. Are you talking about? Well, I don't know. Sorry, I was just watching doggy yoga over on the couch there with Pepper. She just did some weird roll and is now staring at me with one eye, which is just kind of funny. Anyway, where else am I at? Oh yeah, we're getting a Superman and Lois. The Superman and Lois series that was supposed to be over at CW has finally got a series order over at the CW. And I'm actually looking forward to this. Like I said before, I like Tyler Hochler, I believe is how you say his name. I like his portrayal of Superman. He's not huge. He doesn't need to be a huge guy, but he's got the demeanor of Superman down and Clark down as well, which is nice. Um, that's the hard thing to do is to get your Superman and your Clark Kent being separate from each other enough where they are different characters, where they act like different characters, and also doing them well too, so that they're believable when they're interacting with people. And he does a good job of that. Yeah, he's not that tall. He doesn't need to be, quite honestly. He's actually a good size for what he's playing. I think he's fine. You like looking at Leto? Yeah, that's what's her name? Jessica Alba was the same thing. There we go. Well, a movie with Jared Leto and Jessica Alba in it, and it'll just be them sitting there staring at each other, and we'll just move the camera, rotate around them. Yeah, yeah. So, um, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the Superman and Lois series. It looks like it's gonna be fun. And speaking of fun, we got a trailer for a movie starring Daniel Radcliffe, which looks fucking bonkers, and it's called Guns Akimbo. If you haven't seen this trailer yet, go and fucking watch it. So it's about a video game geek who he's been watching this online thing where it's basically a death match online, and he gets a ring at the doorbell, gets knocked out, and wakes up with guns bolted through the bones of his hands to his hands. So he's got two guns bolted through the bones of his hands, and he's now part of this game that he's been watching online, and he has to kill the high score person on there who's named Nyx, who is played by Samara Weaving on that. And it looks pretty fucking funny, to tell you the truth. This is something that I'll probably see just because it's that weird of a movie. But I don't know. I want to wait till there's a couple of more trailers out there. They haven't gotten a release date on that as of yet. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. Daniel definitely does do interesting project. I agree with you, Agent Future. Ever since he shed the Harry Potter image, he has been doing some good stuff. No, Apple Crow, it's not like that. This is just basically, I think what they did was they probably captured his IP address, went over to him, and then said, "You're the next person in line," kind of thing. And yeah, that's why he's there. Yeah, I heard Swiss Army Man was kind of fun. I heard it was weird, but also really fun. I know it's on Amazon or Netflix or one of those out there. No, Leto cannot play a scientist. Yeah, answering Mr. Roboto. Yeah. I heard he was actually really good in the TBS series. I can't remember what the name of it is, where God, played by Steve Buscemi, is getting ready to basically delete the world and start all over again. And they're trying to convince him not to. And Radcliffe plays an angel. Yeah, in the Wish Department or something like that, or the Miracle Department. I can't remember which one it is. That looked kind of funny. So, April 26th, Penny Dreadful City of Angels premieres on Showtime, and we got a trailer for it. I was kind of meh to it, to tell you the truth. I looked at the trailer. I wanted to like it, and I couldn't. Yeah, I really couldn't. Yeah. No, by the way, guys, Elijah Wood actually does some really fucking twisted shit, by the way. And yeah, Elijah Wood is nothing like Daniel Radcliffe. So yeah, Elijah Wood actually takes a lot more chances than Daniel Radcliffe does. They do look kind of similar, but Elijah Wood uh, is a lot weirder. I'm pretty sure the dude's just very twisted. But anyway, I digress. Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. Yeah, the trailer's not selling me on it, and quite honestly, I wasn't a big fan of the first season or the first series. Even though there's not supposed to be any connection other than the name, I'm not really all that keen on that. I agree with you, Penn. Elijah ages very slowly. That dude is just, I'm sure he bathes in the blood of, babies. Yeah. I don't know exactly what genre, but has anyone seen the trailer for The Gentleman? No, I have not. Penn Farm Girl said, "I like Penny Dreadful a lot at first." Huh, yeah. Yeah. My favorite Elijah Wood series, God, I can't remember what it's called now. It's a name. So he sees a guy in a dog suit when everyone else sees a dog. And Wilfred, thank you, HR. Yes, thank you, Wilfred. That one was fucking twisted. That one, that it lasted 3 seasons. Um, yeah, and that it lasted 3 seasons is a miracle. But it was fucking twisted, and it was funny as all hell. The one thing that made me laugh the hardest and just was so wrong is that, he was looking after his neighbor's dog, Wilfred is what it is, and he had brought Wilfred to a doggy daycare center or something like that, and, and it was basically, how should we say, inferred that the guy at the doggy daycare center was having the dogs, let's just say bestiality was involved. That's what it was hinted at. And Elijah Wood's character felt so bad about leaving him at the doggy daycare center that he was bringing him out for ice cream. And so he was getting him some peanut butter ice cream. And he got him 2 scoops on a cone. And they're set together like this. And Wilfred's crying because of supposedly what happened there. And he holds it upside down and just starts licking him. And it looks like a ball sack and it's made out of peanut butter. And I fucking lost it every time I saw that. That just was wrong on so many levels. So the guy who played Wilfred was actually the creator of the series as well. It was an Australian series to begin with. And yeah, that dude needs to actually do a lot more work. I don't know what he's doing now. I've got to look that up at some point and see what he's doing. But yeah, good God, that was just fucking funny. Philip A. Demick says, I loved every bit of Penny Dreadful. They should have made the dark universe like that, only set in modern times. Huh. Yeah, again, I didn't get through it, so. I will binge Wilfred. Seems more interesting than how now that you describe it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It really is. It's wrong. It is so wrong on so many levels. Um, but yeah, it really is. So, but again, Daniel Radcliffe, Guns Akimbo, coming back around to it. Looked like good stuff. I'll probably go and see it. I only got a couple things left here. So Eric Kripke on Twitter was basically thanking Jeffrey Dean Morgan for talking up the boys on Twitter as well. And he told Jeffrey Dean Morgan, "Hey man, you should come on board for season 3. Love to have you on board." And Jeffrey Dean Morgan is like, "Fuck yeah, man, make it happen." Uh so if that actually happens, that would be fucking awesome. Having Jeffrey Dean Morgan on the boys, where he could just kind of cut loose and be a super asshole as well. That would be fucking phenomenal. And of course, we know Eric Kripke has a working history with Jeffrey Dean Morgan because Jeffrey Dean Morgan played Papa Winchester on Supernatural. Yeah. And yeah. Why is Jeffrey Dean Morgan not on The Boys, Mr. Roboto? Because he's on The Walking Dead right now. He's playing Negan on The Walking Dead and has been for a while. So yeah. Yeah, I honestly I could see Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Homelander's father. Could you imagine him playing Homelander's father and just being a complete and total, uh, cunt as, as Carl Urban's character would call him. That would be hilarious. Like his real biological father. That's what I'm talking about. Jody says, not sure what the sequel series will be like, but I'm not sure it'll be really good. The original premise was essentially inspired by Penny Dreadfuls from that era. Yeah. This one's supposed to be inspired by true crime in the early 20s of Hollywood. Jody is what it's done. Yeah, Homelander does have a father, Apple Crow. He does have a father. We know this. Yeah, he just never met him. That's the whole thing. He could be this deadbeat character. I mean, quite honestly, there's all kinds of stuff. Hey, Diane Kane. Uh, when will the boys come out for season 2? I don't know. I just got word though that they are doing the season 2 episode 1 is going to be shown in Los Angeles on March 15th, I think is what they said, something like that. There is a fair, like a festival that goes on in LA for about a week from the 15th to the 22nd. And they basically show episodes. And The Boys has been invited there. They're going to have the entire cast is going to be there. Eric Kripke actually announced it on Twitter. I follow Eric Kripke on Twitter. And tickets are still available. Actually, there's a lot of seats that are left. And I was thinking about it. I was actually kind of thinking about it, but it is a long haul of a drive, and it is on a Sunday, which kind of sucks. So I don't know. They also have The Mandalorian as well. The Mandalorian's going to be there for the final day. And I was kind of like, I probably should. So, yeah. Jody says, I could see that. And he's pretty good at playing those types. Yeah, he is good at playing an asshole. So I could see him as playing a deadbeat dad. That would be awesome. Billy Piper and Penny Dreadful. What was that? Andrich Merrick monologue was amazing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Philip A. Demick says Penny Dreadful was plotted to have another season. Then they found out they were being canceled, so they had to rush the ending. Oh, okay. Yeah, there are plenty of shows that end bad. And there are very few shows that end good, like Legion. Even Counterpart ended fairly well, even though they deserve like another 3 seasons. So, yeah. And Mr. Robot. Yes, Mr. Robot ended well as well. I almost forgot there. Karen Gillian says that she wants to star in and direct a Batgirl movie. Supposedly, she's been directing some short movies here and there, and they've been fairly well received. But yeah, she says she wants to star in and direct a Batgirl movie. I don't know how I feel about that one, to tell you the truth. I could be okay with it. I'd have to see something, quite honestly. Maybe if she goes out and kind of films something on her own and kind of throws it out there. No, Batgirl, Mr. Roboto, not Oracle, Batgirl. The current incarnation of Batgirl that we've got going on in the comics, not Oracle. And I'm like, I could probably see that. Yeah. Yeah. So stars and direct TV rarely works well. Fine with you. Oh, star and direct rarely work well. Fine. Yeah. I I agree with you on that, Apple Crow. I could see her starring in it somewhat. I'd have to see more, honestly. I don't know about her directing. I haven't seen the shorts that she's done. So Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I'm okay with that, quite honestly. So the final thing that I have is Sci-Fi has put on their Twitter the first trailer for their soon to be canceled series Resident Alien starring Alan Tudyk. And it's coming this summer. They didn't give a date, they just said it's coming this summer as usual. A lot of things don't have dates now. It's kind of weird that they're not putting dates on there. But it looked fun. It looked like a shitload of fun, quite honestly. Why is it soon to be canceled, Pen Farm World? Because it's sci-fi and it's the Sci-Fi channel. And they normally cancel stuff that's good with good actors in it. That's why, Pen. I give it 2 seasons at most. Yeah. I hate that, that's the case, but that's their track record, quite honestly. Their track record sucks. Yeah. Of course, The Magicians is getting season 18 or something like that, and that piece of shit's going to keep running forever. Good God. I'm sorry for those of you who are fans of The Magicians out there. I can't watch that. It's horrible. It's kind of like Riverdale meets Sabrina, is what it plays out as. Yeah. Pen Farm Girl says, but it may make me come back to Siffy one more time to be heartbroken. Yeah, I know. It's going to make me do the same thing. I agree with you, Pen. It really is. Apple Crow says, if it's sci-fi and good, it'll be canceled to make room for more alien history ghost hunters. Nice, Apple Crow. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't, Apple Crow. It has sexual overtones, but they never have any sex in it. So here's the thing. It used to be on before Deadly Class and before Happy. That's what it was. And so I would have it on with the mute button on, and but the subtitles would be on too. And I'd be looking at that going, this is the fucking stupidest show I've seen. Quite honestly, how does this thing stay on? And then I'm like, oh, well, Killjoys made it for a while. So did that other one that no one watched. All right. Yeah, Deadly Class is canceled after the first season and Happy after 2 seasons. There we go. Yeah, to make room for more history of the alien ghost hunters. Yeah. I really wish that, I'm hoping that Resident Alien bucks the trend here, but I don't think it's going to. The NBC just needs to get rid of Sci-Fi, their Sci-Fi channel, and just do something else. Dark Matter, that was the other one. Thank you. Applecrow says, "Oh my God, Dennis said Killjoys without being prompted. The other was Dark Matter, and it got canceled right as it hit its stride." Okay, good. Yeah, I'm. I know there's fans of that watch my show, and I know you love it. That's great that you loved it. I can't get through those shows. They all seem kind of the same to me, and yeah, yeah. Deadly Class was actually fun and twisted. Happy was extremely fucking twisted and fun. And yet, supposedly both didn't find any audiences, which is, understandable because it's not the same audience as Riverdale. I mean, The Magicians or Killjoys or Dark Matter or Van Helsing. And if IDW could get their shit together, so they could keep funding Winona Earp, that's about the only good show they have left on there. Yeah. Yeah, Apple Crow, thanks. Next, you're going to say they took your family jewels. They took your balls? Oh, man. How about a series based on the movie Outland? No. EJAR, if they're gonna do that, why don't they just do a series on I actually thought about doing this for a while, is making a sci-fi series based on janitors in space, or on a group of a safety team in space, basically, situated at an outpost out in space, and no one listens to the safety guys, and so people just keep dying, and they're like, "Yep, another person didn't follow the safety requirements," and, but I don't think it would sell. Yeah. Z Nation was pretty damn good, actually, Mr. Roboto. Z Nation was a fucking fun show, and it lasted 5 seasons. That was the only thing I was surprised every time that thing came back. Every time Z Nation came back, I'm like, "Holy shit, how did this survive?" Because it's actually good. It's funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Z Nation was supposed to be Z Nation was supposed to be Walking Dead. The first season, if you watch it, it's got a very Walking Dead vibe, and then it changes by the second season and starts becoming a comedy, and you're like, "I kinda like this. This isn't bad." And then by the time it ended, it went full on comedy, which was really good. Yeah. I like Winona Earp, tell you the truth, Philip Demick. It's not bad. It's based on a comic, which I think might have come out before Supernatural did, if I'm not mistaken. So, there you go. Did anyone here see Outcasts on Netflix? Single season BBC sci-fi drama about our first interstellar outpost. I have not. Apple Crow. I think I've seen it in the rotation of stuff, but yeah. Of course not out Agent Future. They've got what is it, 2 different series now. So Fear the Walking Dead, and then the new one that's supposed to be coming out. Fuck, I can't remember what it's called. They just named it too. More of the Walking Dead, or, yeah, something like that. I don't know. There was a little bit of comedy in season 1, Pen, but as they not as far as they went by the end of season 5. Season 5 was just full on comedy. I mean, the Z-weed was just hilarious shit. And by the way, for those of you who don't know what Z-weed is, it's a pot that grows out of zombies' bodies, and so it's a little more potent than regular pot. Yeah. Kinda reminded me of, if you've ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy, where, the drug dealer has a strain called the zombie, or the Frankenstein, excuse me, the Frankenstein. Goes, "Why is it called the Frankenstein? Because you take a couple hits and you walk like, uh," which I thought was pretty fucking funny. If you've never seen Grandma's Boy, go and watch it. It's just hilarious. It's one of my favorite stoner movies. How can he see me? Hi, JD. You are an asshole. Yeah, some good stuff, man. It really is. Sci-fi has a few gems, not enough. Uh, yeah, they're very few and far between, Mr. Roboto. You need to dig through the mounds and mounds of shit in order to find those few gems that are buried in there. Yeah, not a great series. Show, I should say, great channel. So that's all I got. Um, that's a lot of news for this week, because that's what happens after the holidays. All the news comes flying out there, almost like they were kind of holding back on the news. You know, I don't know. Yes, Jody, they have Z-weed. They do have Z-weed. Doc was cultivating the Z-weed, which was pretty damn good. They still kill more than they allow to live, exactly. Sci-fi, yeah. That's why I thought, Another Life was a sci-fi, channel series because it was just so bad. Yeah. I am still going, Stanley Tweedle, kinda like the Energizer Bunny, although I do have a limit. That's why when you see me shift around in the seat, that's usually when I'm reaching my limit. So, it's usually about the hour and a half, hour, 45-minute mark, somewhere around there, which I'm approaching rapidly. Sci-fi must die. Although they do have some good booths at Comic-Con, I have to admit, and they do have fun shit that happens at Comic-Con. Other than that, they really suck. NBC is actually, taking over more and more Comic-Con now, I realize that, which kinda sucks. How long till I go full VR, Mr. Roboto? How do you know I haven't already? Are you wearing a VR goggle or anything like that? An Oculus or a PlayStation VR or anything like that? Are there any shows, you're looking forward to this winter? All I have is Outlander and Altered Carbon. Um, oh, let's see here. Um, Let me see if I can grab the book. I can. Maybe I can't. Ah. There we go. I was able to grab the book. What do I have here in my book? Well, of course, Westworld. Westworld's coming up. Definitely looking forward to that. And I need glasses because, yes, NBC Universal does own Siffy. Um, Lock and Key, which is coming out in a couple of weeks here. Clone Wars season 7, of course, it's coming out. Um, Other than that, I mean, we got Project Blue Book, of course, it's coming. Doom Patrol season 2, looking forward to that. Um, I haven't really heard of much else, to tell you the truth. Have fun, Viking bitch. Stay warm. Remember to keep your phone on you just in case, your ankles freeze into the driveway there when you're cleaning that stuff out. So you can call somebody. Yeah. Well, I didn't see season 1 of Project Blue Book. Was it all fictional or pseudo historic? It's pseudo historic, Apple Crow, but it's actually good. If you liked early X Files, this is what it was. This is early X Files mixed in with a healthy dose of like 50s Americana, if you will. So it takes place during the whole duck and cover portion of the 50s. And you get that mixed into it because you also have his home life, his wife's home life, and what was going on to her at the same time. And so it's got some good stuff in it. It's actually really good. Take a look at the first couple episodes, Apple Crow, and tell me what you think. Yeah, Krypton was canceled by Sci-Fi. Krypton got canceled. We knew that was a given on that one. Well, also since they had brought out DC Universe, I don't know why they just didn't bring Krypton over to the DC Universe. That actually would have been fine if they had done that. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that's coming out this year. I might have to just do a little research at some point and take a look and see what's out there. Because I don't know what's coming out this year at all, to tell you the truth. Of course, I'm also looking forward to The Boys season 2 coming back. Um, Oh, what else is there? Like I said, I don't know anything about anything new. The Dune movie, I'm not really jazzed about. Tell you the truth, Apple Crow. I'm not a fan of the director, so I'm not looking forward to that. Uh, I agree with you, Penn. Krypton was uneven, but deserved more than one season. Yeah. What was it? 2 seasons? 2 seasons, yeah. No, Mr. Roboto. Stanley Tweedle, I'm looking forward to Dune. Are you looking forward to Dune? Yeah, I know a lot of people are. I just like I said, I don't like the director. The director for me is just kinda I agree with you, EJ. If they actually made, the Logan's Run trilogy, the original book trilogy, that would be something interesting. Actually, if they did a prequel to it first, so you do, how this whole world came about, and then do the Logan's Run trilogy, make it a quadrology, that would be fucking awesome. Yes, Stanley Tweedle, there was a trilogy of books, the original books. I have it someplace. Uh, I'm just seeing if it's anywhere nearby. Oh no, actually, it's right there. It's right there. That's where my Logan's Run trilogy is. Yeah. Yeah, Apple Crow, because that is penis is how he spells it. He spells it as Dennis, not Dennis. Because otherwise, you would say penis as penis, right? If that was the correct pronunciation of that. So yeah, there we go. I didn't like the arrival, you know what? I couldn't watch. Are you talking about the arrival, the one with Charlie Sheen? Or are you talking the rival, the one with, what's her face? I knew what it was gonna be about, a third of the way into the movie, and, it was kinda boring, quite honestly. I haven't watched Annihilation. Annihilation's a different director, I take that back. Amy Adams, yeah, the Amy Adams one. You knew what it was gonna be about a third of the way into the movie. Yeah, and I was just kinda waiting for it, just going, "Can you just get to the point? We already know where it's going. Just get to the point already." Yeah. Um, the second half of 1013. I don't wanna know what that is, but that you got that from Penis, it was kinda funny. Sheen is not an action guy, actually, he was. He did, Platoon, fuck, what else did he do? He did that one that he was with Michael Biehn, Navy SEALs. Um, fuck, he did a lot of action movies when he was younger. He did, Red Dawn, the original Red Dawn. Charlie Sheen was in a lot of action movies, Mr. Roboto. Plus, he did the whole Hot Shots, the Zucker brothers movies. Did 2 of those. Uh, yeah. Yeah, he was in Young Guns. That's right. That's right. He was in the first Young Guns. He and his brother. So don't shit on Charlie Sheen, man. I mean, just because of the shit that he's done in the last like decade was kind of weird. His early career was actually pretty damn good. Yeah. Yeah, I got that Stanley Tweedle. We covered that one. Yeah, the dude is a wizard. It's all that tiger's blood because he's winning. Pen 15 is two 21-year-olds writing about their middle school hijinks. Oh, okay. Because, Pen 15 looks like penis is what it looks like if you're going to do a license plate or something. Why you'd have penis on your license plate, I have no idea. I'm just wondering how many times I could say the word penis before someone says anything. Mr. Roboto, I don't know what you're saying there. Yeah. So what else do I have going on? Tomorrow is going to be the premiere of Avenue 5, HBO's Avenue 5. Monday is going to be Is It Worth My Time? The BBC Dracula is what I'm doing right now. I'm into episode 2 right now. Tuesday is going to be the season 2 premiere of Project Blue Book season 2. Wednesday and Thursday I'm off. Friday is the spectacular Harley Quinn. And Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, all back around again. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's why the girls choose that title. Oh, okay. Philip A. Demick. That makes sense. Yeah. Dune spoke of the spice. Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Roboto. I never read the books, Mr. Roboto. All I saw was the movie from the 80s. That's all I ever saw for Dune. And then I don't remember a good majority of it. So for me, it wasn't the end all be all of things. So I like weirder science fiction stuff. A lot weirder science fiction stuff than that. So shit that would probably never ever see the likes of a movie ever. Yeah. Probably because most of it's unfilmable. Apple Crow says out of Project Blue Book season 1 or Harley Quinn, which do you recommend more? They're completely different, Apple Crow, quite honestly. Harley Quinn's easier to get into and go through. Project Blue Book will probably take you a little bit longer to get through. Well, time-wise too. Although I really liked Project Blue Book. It was pretty damn good. It's very, very early X-Files stuff. I'm talking like 90s X-Files without the 90s feeling, updated, but set in the 50s. It's kind of hard to describe, quite honestly. That's how good it is. It works well. Everybody who's in it works well together. They really do. Harley Quinn is Venture Brothers essentially with DC comic book characters. So again, two different animals, but pretty fucking good, both of them. Kind of like Buddy Love's plate number from Nutty Professor. The one with the I honestly I didn't see it. Sorry. I didn't watch the remake, Jody. Too many fart jokes for my tastes. When your trailer is made up of 20% fart jokes, I'm not going to watch it. Existence, by the way, Andrzej Marek is an excellent fucking movie. I saw that in the theater. It came out the same week that The Matrix came out, and that's why it kind of gets buried. Existence is a twisted fucking movie, but it's awesome. See you, Stanley Tweedle. Didn't see that you were leaving until now, so sorry. Videodrome, I haven't seen it in a long time. It's been a long, long time. Yeah, and again, like Penn says, if you're not looking for historical accuracy, you'll love Blue Book, Project Blue Book. It's a slice of time and place, and it's a gloss over of what actually happened. I don't look at it as gospel for what happened to Hynek at that point in time. I just look at it as another X-Files is what I look at it. X-Files without cell phones, and yes, exactly. That's what was kind of cool about it. Yeah. Dark City was good too. HR. Yes. You guys just gonna throw out a whole bunch of movies? 13th Floor? 13th Floor was weird. It wasn't, I mean, weird not in a good sense. Philip A. Demix's 80s Dune movie had blah effects with awesome actors. 2K sci-fi Dune series had good effects with blah actors. I couldn't get through the sci-fi channel series. I started to watch it and I kept falling asleep during it, so I just gave up on it. His plate number was penis car, really? God. Yeah. Apple Crow says every time someone mentions Dark City, I remember City of Lost Children. Yeah. Yeah. Hell Comes to Frogtown. Trancers. God, what else are we talking about here? Trying to see what I've got over there, but nothing's jumping out at me at the moment. I talked about Picard already, Apple Crow. I talked about how it already got a season 2 and how Kurtzman is threatening us with 2 more live action Star Trek series because CBS All Access should just change their name to All We Have Is Star Trek, and really bad Star Trek at that. EJR says Delicatessen can also be kind of. Yeah. Blood Diner. If you've never seen Blood Diner. Yeah, Toxic Avenger. Swamp Thing could come back. Well, yeah, eventually. It's DC, so of course they want to, grow their franchise. That they canceled that show after the first episode was just stupid. I mean, just absolutely stupid on DC Universe's part. That was actually a good series. Yeah, Apple Crow. I talked about it because they have 7 different Star Treks coming out. Wow, ETR, that was a bad one. Yeah. No, a lot of money was spent on Swamp Thing. I can't remember what City of Lost Children, who did it. Who done it or not. Oh, I think my new modem might have arrived. It was through Amazon. So there was something at the door, and Pepper's looking at the door kind of expectantly. So that might be it. That might be. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Have a good rest of your day. Again, if you're still on the fence about joining up, you're going to see the very end of this video. A video that pops up here. Basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to grab one video in my vast video library that matches that and pops it up there for you. Up here is going to be Harley Quinn. Remember, like, share, and subscribe down below there. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. And you can also see it on my Facebook page. And I have a Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon accounts as well. There we go. Pen Farm Girl says there has to have been ways to cut the budget and save Swampy, use stock footage for season 2 or something. Yeah. I think it's just because they spent so much money all at once and kind of screwed over themselves. They probably spent like 3 seasons worth of money is what happened. So yeah. With that said, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, or today, I should say, in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video. And again, I will see you tomorrow for the premiere of Avenue 5 on HBO. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, Disney may just decide to edit your name because they've bought it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.